I'd like to welcome organizing and efficiency expert, Kristin MacRae. She's around the corner. Kristin, come on in.
Hey, Molly.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Lovely to see you as always.
Nice to see you too.
So we're tackling a big topic today, and as I'm like going through reading your tips for this, I'm like, okay, I can do these things one by one, but you are helping us get our email organized.
Yes, and you wouldn't believe how many people have thousands of emails right now sitting in their inbox.
Okay, so let's take a look, just to be curious, we'll use me as a guinea pig, right? So my work email inbox has, how do I look at it? It has something like 2,000 in there.
Yeah, see? Yeah, you're not alone. Just know you're not alone.
Okay, so how many people do you get coming to you asking for help with this? How big of an issue is it, do you feel like?
I think it's all my clients, not that they want help with it or they need help with it, but we'll be going through things and they'll be like, what do you do for email? Like, everybody will ask me, what do you do for email?
So what about email?
Yeah, exactly. So then I'll take a look at their email and it's a whole other section to do email. So just knowing that so many people have so many emails in their inbox and it becomes overwhelming, stressful, people just shut down, they don't want to deal with it, so they just deal with a few that come in every day. So we need to really talk today. It's going to be a great topic to talk about how to get these emails organized.
Totally.
Because you need to do it.
Okay, so I'll go back to also being the personal guinea pig.
Okay, good.
So my personal account, I have 474 in my inbox.
Okay.
And that's just I guess like unread, and
that's 470.
I don't know.
That's half those are unread. Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
That's just what it says in the inbox, and then overall 3,488. So I'm just
you need some help. You're gonna get some good tips today.
Yeah, exactly. And those that range from like your dentist and your bank statements.
And at this point, it's so overwhelming that for you to delete and go through all these emails,
I don't care.
Like it's gonna take forever.
And sometimes I do it like before bed or like waiting for the bus or like in the waiting room.
Yeah.
You go through it like that. But anyway,
all right.
So
this is good.
I'm just putting myself out there, letting you all know that yes, this exists in people's lives. So
more than you know.
So hopefully I'm not the only one with 3,000 emails
you're not.
just
Trust me.
sitting around. So it is a prevalent topic, and we all deal with email. It's just something you have to deal with.
Yeah.
So let's start off. You have 9 tips to help us kind of decompress our email stress.
Yes.
The first one that you say is get rid of that backlog.
Yeah, so the first thing you're going to have to do is make a plan to take care of all that backlog before you can even get organized. It's just like decluttering your paper. You want to look at decluttering your email inbox just as you would you want to mirror like the way you handle paper in your life, the way you handle emails. So get rid of that backlog because you can't move forward with the new system. You want your inbox to be like clear once we start this new system. So you want to get rid of that backlog. Just put it on your calendar, maybe an hour a night to just get rid of that backlog, and then like next week you can say, all right, I'm going to start fresh with this new system. But you have to get rid of the backlog.
So that backlog of 3,000 plus emails.
Exactly.
So just work on doing the following things to help get rid of it, right?
Right.
Okay, so one of those things is you said create a process for incoming emails.
So you want to use your inbox, like your to-do list. So that inbox that you have should just have maybe 5-10 emails in it on a daily basis, and that's it, depending on what you're working on. But you want to use that inbox as a to-do list. So just as you have a to-do list on your desk of paper that comes in, you want to use that inbox as your to-do list and moving it over to folders once you complete it and going forward from there. But use it as a to-do list. That's all you want that inbox for. I can't reiterate that enough. Yeah. You just want that to be things you're working on, maybe things that are coming in that you need to flag, maybe that you're waiting for somebody to get back to you, so you want to leave that in your inbox. Just the things that you need to do are going to be in there.
And I like that too, making and different email systems have different ways to prioritize, which I really like. So you're able to organize within your email. Just a matter of taking the time and figuring it out. So you can use, like you said, flag them, and you can set them up, check them off, whatever you need to do.
Right.
So you create a process, take the time, learn it, get to know it.
Exactly.
It can be really easy.
And just keep in there, like I said, what you need on a daily basis, just as you would your paper to-do list. Again, we want to mirror this off your paper and how you're functioning with paper. Just use it as you would a daily to-do list. That's what it's going to be used for.
Okay. Unsubscribe.
Yeah, so you're getting, now that your inbox is clear of all the junk and all the stuff that's in there, something comes in, I want you to immediately unsubscribe to it, unless it's my newsletters. Don't do that.
Unless it's organizing in our eye. Highlight, star, move that priority.
So I just want you to, as soon as it comes in, unsubscribe to it. I noticed lately when you're friending people on LinkedIn or when people are asking you to connect with them, then I'm getting all these like spam emails or emails that I never signed up for. So I'm like, unsubscribe immediately because you know these emails are going to keep coming. So as soon as it comes in, I want you to take the time and get rid of it immediately. It takes less than a second to just unsubscribe and be done with it. That's it. And you'll be done with it. So that way, now you're on a good roll of things that are coming in and that you don't need, you're getting rid of immediately.
And what about all those, you get the, sign here and you get a shopper discount if you sign up for our email, and what about all those things? I mean, can you create, what if you don't want to unsubscribe for that?
Oh, then that's fine. So use it again as your to-do list. So if it's something you want to read, either put it in a folder to the side of to read and you'll get to it later, or say like Ulta, for instance. I just got a 20% off coupon.
And you don't want to get rid of that.
I don't want to get rid of it. So
you know what? Unsubscribe.
Well, you know what I did too. And you know what? Unsubscribe. And people are going to say, no, Kristin, I don't want to do that. But for me personally, it works. I print out the coupon and then I delete the email. People can say, oh, it's too much paper. But you know what? That coupon then goes in my weekly planner for when I want to use it, and then it's done and the email is deleted. The other end of it, if you don't want to print that email, again, send it over to a coupon folder maybe, but then you got to remember that it's in there to actually use it because they expire. Yeah. So I like to print it and then put it in my weekly planner of when I want to actually use it, and then I delete that email.
Okay, so you don't unsubscribe, and I didn't want to get ahead of myself there, but some things you just don't want to unsubscribe.
Yeah, exactly. There are things that I have that I like to see every week or every month, and that way that's okay. But again, 1,000 emails versus 10 emails in that inbox, it's not going to be as overwhelming when it comes in. You'll take the time to read it and then delete it or print out what you want to print out.
And that's what's so interesting too, is it's amazing how many people can get a hold of your email without you even knowing about it, and then you get on these lists, and then sometimes it takes like 20 minutes to unsubscribe. Sometimes it's really quick, and then sometimes you have to go through, you have to enter a password you didn't even know. So sometimes I just stay on the list. It's easier to just go in and delete the email rather than figuring out what the heck it was to unsubscribe.
Lately I've been actually hitting reply and then in big bold letters, take me off this list, like immediately. So I've been doing that a lot too, because if I don't find it unsubscribe, if they send out like a mass email without using constant contact or something, I reply with like, get me off this list now, and that's exclamation points.
Get my wrath. All right. The other thing is, the next tip is delete.
So just get rid of these emails. So
delete it.
Just delete it. If it's not an email you want to read, if it's not something you want to unsubscribe to, if you don't need to look at it, just delete it. If you need to find something, you can go back online to the internet and find whatever you need. So if you're not going to look at it right away, if it's not something important, if you've taken care of it, just delete it. So get in the habit of using that delete button, just swiping or clicking that delete button.
So that's easier said than done, I feel like, for a lot of people, because you have, threads of messages, whether it's, people from home with pictures in it, or you have, like a work contact, you and I go back and forth and I have to refer to a conversation, or, whatever it is. Sometimes it's easier to say delete rather than doing it, right?
So that's when I want you to start using those folders.
Yeah. Okay.
So I want you to create folders, so you would have a folder for me on your email.
Yeah.
So you would have a folder for me on your email. You'd have a folder for any guests that come here on a regular basis on that email. And your family, you can do family and then do the categories underneath, whichever family members, and slide those over. That, again, is going to eliminate the stuff that's taking up space in your email and getting it mixed in with the really important things that you need to do. So immediately, if you don't want to delete it, which is perfectly fine, now you can send it over. Like I just started promotional stuff for my business, so I sent it over to my promotional folder. So when I need it, that's another thing. When you need something, when you want to go see a picture, grab something from that I sent you, you want to be able to grab it again and go about your day. Again, remember, we don't want to touch too many things. We don't want to waste time. So send it over to that folder, so now when you need it, it's going to be there. If you need to find something in that email right now, in your whole email list, it's going to take you forever to find what you're looking for. But if you slide it over to that folder, boom, you found it and go about your day. Remember, efficiency, you want to be as efficient as you can. So that's a huge tip, making your folders. Set up those folders initially, or as you're decluttering that email inbox this week or next week, start setting up the folders so you can just shift things right over to them. It'll be a lot easier than you think once you set the time, like an hour a night, start doing this.
So as you're setting up these folders, is it good to set folders up within the email and save stuff within folders on your email, or should you even look to like save something and then save it onto your computer?
So saving it onto like the desktop or in a folder on your again,
Yeah.
it's a preference. So there isn't a right or a wrong way to do it. It's how you're functioning. If you need like a shared folder so everybody here can see what's going on, more, go forward and make that shared folder. You know how you're functioning. Again, you want to be as simple as possible. Don't make this process more difficult than it needs to be because you won't follow it. So think about how you're functioning on your desktop. And some people's desktops need to be organized. Some people's desktops are like blowing up, just like that paper's blowing up. So again, you want to mirror your, and I tell people, I'm getting off track a little bit, but they say, how do you set up folders on your computer? And I'll say, well, mirror how you're functioning in your paper and in your file cabinets. That's how you want to, sorry we got off email just a tad, but if you're organizing your desktop, think about how you're functioning in your filing cabinet, and if you're not functioning, then I want you to get organized with your paper first, then get organized with your email. Because you can't work both together, because sometimes they're playing off each other, and you have clients that are on paper and then they're the same clients in the computer, so you want to create the same kind of type of folders, if that makes sense.
Totally.
Yeah. So after you organize your emails, think about organizing that desktop and mirroring everything off each other.
Okay. All right. That's helpful.
Okay.
So utilize those folders, and when you're in them, you want to be able to file them. So file everything when you're going into it, right?
Right.
Okay. You said print out the important ones.
Again, I want you, so many people say, that wastes paper, it does this, blah, blah, blah. I say, listen, if it works for you and it's easy and efficient, I want you to print it. Do it. Just do it. Don't worry about it. But if you're not the paper printing type, which is perfectly fine, because we have people that still love paper and people that don't, you want to get in the habit of pushing over to the folders. But for the people who do want to print, it's going to remind you to do things. It's going to, like, if you're waiting, I have a presentation coming up, and they emailed me this big email, and I printed it out because I know they're calling me back, and I want to make my notes on that piece of paper and then include that with my presentation. So that I needed to do. Now I have that piece of paper, that hard copy, that I can take with me to the presentation, and I could push that email over to a folder, or I could delete it totally, whatever I want to do. But at least that paper, it gets rid of the mental clutter. So remember this too, that removing that mental clutter is going to help with the stress and all that. We always talk about that a lot too, mental clutter. And just by printing things out will help with that mental clutter, remind you to do things, you won't miss deadlines. Whereas it might get stuck in your 1,000 emails and you're going to forget to do it.
And, if it's super important, that doctor's appointment you don't want to miss, print it out, pop it up on the fridge, whatever it is.
Yeah, right? Nobody says you can't print things out. Don't listen to your friends who are saying, I'm all digital and it's working great for me, but it's really not working for them, or maybe it is. But you can't function like that. So don't try and force yourself to do something that you know you're not going to be able to maintain.
Yeah, you have to do what's right for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so once you get all of that under control, you have your folders set up, your files you filed everything away in the right folder, you've unsubscribed, you've deleted whatever you need to delete, you have everything all set up. Then you say you have to start thinking about how you send emails.
Oh, yes. This is a pet peeve of mine. And I don't know anybody out there who will get an email to a group, maybe all your coworkers, and you get those two people that hit reply all.
You're like, what?
And I don't want this. Like, why
I don't know
are
what
you
this
sending this whole
means.
thing to me? And it happened here actually with an event. I won't say it, but two people hit like reply all that they couldn't go and why they couldn't go and blah blah blah. And I'm like, I don't care.
I don't know you,
and I don't care. So, not to be harsh, but you're getting these emails mixed in with your 1,000 other emails, and if you're hitting reply all, I want you to think before you hit that reply all button, if everybody on that email list needs to know your business and what's going on and why you can't make something, and I hate to be harsh like that, but it's true. It's another email that's coming in your email box that you don't need, the inbox. So, and when you're sending an email, think about, replying all and when you're sending it out, think about who you're sending it to, and if you really need to hit that reply all button.
Kind of like group text. Think
Yeah.
before you group text. Think
Think
before
about
you group
it.
email.
Yeah, exactly.
Just think
That's just a
about
little pet peeve because it could get if everybody's hitting reply all
Yeah.
and there's only a few that don't need it. It's a waste of time. It's one more thing you have to open. So really think about when you hit that reply all button.
I like that.
It's a little.
All right, and the last tip that I think is very valuable that a lot of people don't do, but it can end up saving time in the end, is pick up the phone.
That's another pet peeve I have. I went through this the other day, emailing somebody for the first time, and it was a back and forth. They didn't understand what I was saying. I didn't understand what they were saying. I said, can you please call me, or I need to call you because this is just a waste of time. And most of the time, you'll find that I pick up the phone a lot. I'm not one to go back and forth through emails. I want about the efficiency. I don't need 10 emails. I want to know immediately, what do you need from me? How can I explain it best to you? How can you best explain it to me on the phone? Be done with it, and that eliminates at least 10 emails right there going back and forth. it just it happened to me with a major retailer. I was doing something with a presentation, and back and forth with the emails. And I said, can I please pick up the phone and call you? I left her a voicemail. She never called me back. She continued to email me. And I said, that's it. I'm done. I'm not even going to deal with this person anymore because it's a waste of time. You're not going to waste my time. I'll either pick up the phone and call you, or again, it's harsh, but in order to be efficient and productive, you got to be kind of a no BS person. And I'm going to call you if I need something.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think I did that too.
Oh yeah, we both have called each other.
Yeah, and
Kristin,
I'm like,
I need to talk to you.
Exactly. Yeah. Because I don't want to waste your time either. You're busy. So think about the other person too, wasting their time. So.
Exactly. And sometimes it's easier. It will take less time just to make the phone call than to type up the email with whatever you have to explain.
And going back and forth again, clogging up the email when you could have just got the answer in a minute and been done with it.
Exactly. So sometimes it's just easier to make a call and figure it out that way than going back and forth.
Right.
So I think that's another great tip to add on to just the finishing touch when you're getting your email organized.
Exactly.
Kristin, thank you so much.
You're
Owner
welcome.
of Organizing in Our Eye. You can check out her website. She also writes for Go Local Prov Weekly, so you can find all of her organizing and efficiency expertise on Go Local Prov Weekly. Thank you so much for joining us.
I have one more.
Okay.
If anybody has a topic they want me to discuss,
I'm
getting stuck on some topics I've been talking about so much that we can only talk about so much. So if anybody has any suggestions of what you want to get organized, let me know, and we'll talk about it next week.
I love that. Yeah. Okay. So give us tips. Send it in. Write on Facebook. Shoot us an email. Let Kristin know. Let me know, and we'll get to it.
Yeah.
She'll help you more than me. I'll just kind of facilitate. Right.
Thanks, Molly.